He may be the kind of person who never truly settles down with anyone. It is possible that he is similar to a bee going from flower to flower. What is this that I'm hearing about Common reportedly betraying Jen by moving on with someone else? I don't understand, honey, because only a few days ago wasn't he literally swooning over J. Hud? One of the biggest joys and most significant aspects of my life throughout my entire path is that bond. The relationship itself, the friendship, the partnership, the life partnership, etc. Man, it's one of those situations where you don't really understand what a genuine connection or relationship is until you actually experience it. What is this? What is this about him supposedly saying shit about J. Hud after he cheated on her and using another lady to keep his bedding warm? Is it because last year J. Hud turned down his proposal? Perhaps Common is trying to deflect attention from the accusations that he would rather play for the opposing team. Why? Why is it so hard for people to be honest? In order for them to live together and collaborate on musicals, they are waiting for Chrissy Teigen to get plastic surgery and become Jackie Old. Let's be honest. All right. Compared to all of these, he would like to spend time with John Legend. Well, it's really messy in that camp, so Hollywood evil guys, hope you're sitting down, loves. All right, if there's one thing about Common that we can't dispute, it's that he has managed to land some of Hollywood's biggest villains. I'm also referring to Serena Williams, Taraji P. Henson, Tiffany Haddish, Erykah Badu, Kim Jones, Ava DuVernay, Simone Bozeman, Jaguar Wright, and even Angela Rye, in addition to Jennifer Hudson. Like the best of the best in Hollywood. The fact that none of these women ever stuck is the main issue. Additionally, it has long been believed that Common is simply not a keeper. We're talking about someone who acknowledged that he would simply dip when the first fireworks of his past relationships ended. He added that he is hooked to love rather than sex, and that he often only obsesses over the pursuit and initial phases of a relationship before growing disinterested and giving up. According to my therapist, the pattern I was in and what was known as love addiction was similar to the sensation that you're in love, and that this is the honeymoon time. I was dependent on that sensation. Well, damn, love addiction. When he began dating J. Hud believed that her charisma would transform Common into a keeper lady overnight. In my opinion, this is the Dulu. In another interview, Common stated that he had undergone therapy and that he might now be the marrying kind. In fact, he made it clear that J. Hud would be the person he would marry if he ever got married. However, astute followers say they have recently noticed subtle indications of instability, such as a change in body language, fewer appearances together, and cryptic messages from Jennifer that have people deciphering her meaning. Common might allegedly already be becoming sidetracked by a new person. And following a few unverified allegations that he has been spotted out and about without J. Hud appearing a bit too cozy with other women, the rumors have only intensified. Nothing specific has come to light, but since we are discussing similar ground, it shouldn't be shocking. What worries me even more, though, is what he has been saying about supposedly no longer being able to tolerate J. Hud. What might have transpired between them for Common to reportedly begin disclosing the reasons behind his dislike of J. Hud to begin with? Folks are speculating that Common might be resentful because Jen turned down his proposal a few months back. See, Common was rumored to have wanted to pop the question to J. Hud. According to people close to J. Hud, she was not ready and did not picture herself marrying Common. First and foremost, for the apparent reason that Common has truly lived up to his reputation when it comes to women. According to the source, J. Hud was hesitant to make a snap decision because he was concerned by Common's history with other well-known women, despite the fact that common men entered Jen's life and won her over. Guys, let's be honest. Jen knew this before she entered this relationship, right? For years, Common's company has been all over. Therefore, it's utterly absurd that she was now hesitant to wed Common due to his past relationships with women. According to some close to her, Jennifer's toxic relationship with David Otunga was another reason she wasn't ready for marriage. They claimed that she was afraid of experiencing the same trauma again. And according to reports, she still thought she wouldn't get married. She allegedly pledged not to marry anyone or enter into a hurried relationship after her one with David because she was afraid to commit. And we understand exactly what J. Hud means when she claims that her connection with David was toxic. Additionally, according to The Insider, Common attempted to reassure Jen that he was committed to the long term. Jen, however, remained steadfast. Despite his history with other well-known ladies, Common reportedly tells Jen that he's in the relationship for keeps. But Jen had the same sentiments after 9 years of engagement, and she doesn't want to wind up with a broken marriage and start over from the beginning. It's possible that they never returned to their previous state. Perhaps Common also saw that there was no future there. But what do you know? This tea's most intriguing feature isn't even that. Some men are claiming that J. Hut's dislike of women in that way, and his weariness with faking, are the true reasons why common men can no longer tolerate him. As you may recall, Common's ex-girlfriend Jaguar Wright once expressed her desire for people to understand the truth about Common, which is that he doesn't love black women because he only uses them socially and constantly pursues power at the expense of them. In essence, she stated that every woman who has dated Common is aware that he prefers to be with guys. Oh, Jag even noted that we should be a little surprised that Common has dated all of these ladies, and that they have all talked a lot about Common, but that none of them have ever brought up the in-bed performance. Oh, perhaps it's because they are deferential women who would like to focus on more constructive things. Or perhaps Jaguar's claim that Common would actually rather play for the opposing squad is accurate. But really, I just wish Lonnie would be honest, bisexual. A friend's husband said he was at a Hollywood event this summer with his wife who is linked to the industry, and Common spent almost an hour of the night chatting him up exclusively while his wife was working the event, someone said, providing first-hand information about this tea. It wasn't until his wife told him later that night that the man even realized who he was. Just so you know, the man is quite attractive and white. It's okay to leave. In any case, he was apparently questioned. So, what are you doing later tonight? By a commenter after his wife contacted him to come to the outside area at around 3 in the morning. I'm going home with my wife, the man said, and that it was uncomfortable. I kept asking the man whether he was certain that the connotation wasn't misunderstood, and the man informed me that it sounded just like that. People have also conjectured that Common might have issues with his sexuality, claiming that he struggles with it because he was supposedly taken advantage of by a male. As a result, he may have mixed feelings when it comes to relating to women. I am unable to personally verify any claims regarding his preferred rolling style. However, I can tell you that there have also been many who have suggested that J. Hud might be the issue, because as we've observed throughout the years, she seems to be unable to maintain a relationship. She and David had a really tumultuous relationship, and David reportedly found out that J. Hud might have been unfaithful to him. He accused Jennifer of cheating on him with music producer Molly Music. Whether she had a liaison with the producer was never confirmed by J. Hud. However, things only got worse from there. She did discuss it in a protection order against David, claiming that he contacted her multiple times when she was in Chicago for a recording session because he was envious. And she said he had their kid attempt to record her for him in order to demonstrate her romantic relationship with Molly Music after he was unable to get in touch with her. In addition to disclosing the alleged affair, Jennifer claimed in the protection order that David had been acting more and more aggressively and menacingly toward her and their kid. There was some back and forth, with David accusing J. Hud of lying and he taking the brunt of the criticism because she was more powerful in the industry. He even claimed that because Jennifer was constantly traveling, he had been their child's sole caregiver since birth, essentially refuting her assertion that she was the primary caretaker in the court documents. Furthermore, he claimed that Jennifer was the one who made him prioritize his family over his career before accusing him of freeloading. Nevertheless, because Jen had made some grave accusations against David as well. After the authorities launched an inquiry into the claims, he was found not guilty a few months later, and Jennifer willingly revoked her order of protection against David in exchange for his vow to never return to her land. However, David claimed that Jen was attempting to portray him as the villain by using her influence and power, but in reality, she was the monster, and he was attempting to convey to the public that she was not who she seemed. Thus, it's possible that Common also encountered the darker side of J. Hud and